Boost Transmissions entry out of Texarkana, it's John Beckett. Outside of the front row, the 11-time Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner, it's the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby, in car number 69, who had a good car in the first round, ran into some bad luck after he came from 10th up to try to grab 3rd or 4th when he ran into the bad luck. Inside of 2, car number 27, you'll find Dalton Faulkner out of Cut and Shoot, Texas, still looking for his first ever King of the Hill victory. Tommy Williams Jr., the Rustin Cattle Company, number 151 car. He's in an Outlaw chassis, best engine underneath the hood of the 151 car. Tommy Williams Jr. currently sits top 10 of the RaceON All-Star Challenge point standings coming into tonight. Dante DiCioli out of Dallas, Texas, in car number 12D. Luke Daniels out of Tatum, Texas, in the B&B Foods number 99X for Moondog Don Grindle tonight. 4th row to the inside, your 7th starter to the Insulin Racing chassis, the Parker Lee Project, Guest Tire and Wheel, number 10, it's Cody Dixon. Nate Dixon, sorry. I got to get it together. Nate Dixon in car number 10. Ricky Burke Jr. out of Wascom in car number 55. He starts 8th. 9th starter Logan Hughes out of Wascom in car number 11L. It's great to have Logan back racing week in and week out, the son of Jeremy. And Colton Chamberlain from Jacksonville, Texas, aboard car number 15. He won his heat race on round number 1. Let's see what he can do here from the tail. And heat 2 of round 2. It's Beckett and Grigsby to the green flag. It's time off of 4. Here we go. Good start for 69 and a great start for 27. They'll both get around the 0 car early on the entry to turns 1 and 2. Grigsby's going to get the whole shot in the advantage. Here comes Tommy Williams, just got squeezed into the concrete. Tommy Williams Jr. got squeezed by the 27 of Dalton Faulkner. He may have trouble, does Tommy Williams. We'll get a look at the race car here. Oh, Williams, they're going to make more contact right here. Does Williams and the 27 of Faulkner. They'll race side by side, Josh. They're 1 by 2 by 2 all the way to the tail here.
King Derek III out front in the 69 car as he rolls off at turn number 4. Got about a 5-car length advantage over Tommy Williams Jr. in 2nd, and Dalton Faulkner in that 3rd spot in the 27.
Well, after what we saw Dalton do in round number 1, he came from 8th to win the heat race earlier. You know, if Derek Grigsby holds off and wins this heat race, he'll have a feather in his cap for having held off the 27's advances. Look out back here in the middle of 3 and 4. Dixon just got pounded by the 0 of Beckett. They keep it rolling and strolling as Grigsby continues to lead. How about Tommy Williams Jr. has shooken himself not entirely free from the 27 of Dalton Faulkner. Faulkner still looking for his first career King of the Hill victory. He has been top qualifier here several times. He has been top qualifier in time trials, but he's never been able to seal the deal after starting on the front row of this main event several times in his career. He's been snake bit at Boothill. Off of 2, down the back straightaway. Good race for 2nd. Grigsby's getting away up front unscathed. He's liking it. He's loving it. 69 out front in clean air. Here comes Chamberlain from the tail. Chamberlain might find himself locked in tonight. He won his heat race in round 1. Let's see what the 15 car can do. He's up on the wheel tonight. This racetrack, Josh Bell, is right into Derek Grigsby's hands and his playground. Nobody is as good as him ripping the top shelf of the Boothill Speedway, and he is showing it right now as he is ripping the lip out front by a 1.710 second lead. It's all Derek Grigsby all the time right now in 69.
Yeah.
27 and 55 going at it now. They make a little bit of contact right there just past the flag stand, getting into 1. Tell you what, Dalton Faulkner leaving a little bit desired in this heat race. Not quite as quick when the track slicked off as it was earlier when it was a little tackier. And right now he's got his hands full with the 151 of Tommy Williams Jr., the 55 of Ricky Burke Jr. here with 2 laps to go.
So Derek Grigsby trying to win this one from the outside pole as the white flag comes out. He's not going to be locked into the top 4, but this win here might help him start in the top 10 tomorrow night.
If Dalton finishes 2nd right here, I think this will lock him in. If he doesn't finish right here in the 2nd spot, he's got to pick the pocket of the 151. Off of 4, Ricky Burke Jr. might get him too. Off of 4, Ricky Burke Jr. gets him maybe at the line. He did by 1/1000th of a second.
That's huge.
Yes, it is. That just took
monumental.
That just took Dalton Faulkner potentially. I'm not going to speak too far to turn, but I think we've watched a lot of races over the years, Josh. We know how this passing point still works. After Faulkner came from 8th to win in round number 1, if he would have gotten 2nd right there, I think that would have been enough to lock him in. Though he got passed by the 55 of Ricky Burke Jr. at the drop of the checkered, Dalton Faulkner finishes in 4th. I don't think that's going to be enough to lock him in tonight.
No, it certainly won't, and it actually may line him up pretty deep in a B main, potentially. Dropping a position, definitely not something that the 27 of Faulkner wanted to see.
You hate to see it for Dalton Faulkner there, but my boy Dean Rasco was over here driving the wheels off this thing with Ricky Burke on that last lap, boys. I love it, man. Dino, the legend of Boothill Speedway that he is, man. He's still a character.
I guarantee it, man. There's not many people that we love more here at Boot Hill than Dean Rasco, as, of course, son-in-law out there. I'm sure Remy and Corey and Whitney are rooting him on. I'm not sure if the girls are here physically at the hill tonight, but I know that they're certainly rooting Dad on, watching live on RaceON if they're not actually physically here at the racetrack.
Heat race number 3 out of Vivian, the 5J of Doug Vick Jr. on the pole to the outside, the 100 of Lee Patton from Ruston. Olon Holder, the 4th. In the 39, he is from Cleveland, Texas, the Marty Lyra Racing, Coast to Coast Septic Pumping. 27B Motorsports, NMR Motorsports, Jack and Vicky Davis entry. Justin Whitehead in the 36J from Texarkana. Josh Martin and Jet Hefty in row 3. Garen Lipinski and Taylor Clinton in row 4. Mason Martin, Zane Goff, and Chris Howell.
Underway in your 3rd factory stock heat race of round number 2. We're already 3 wide for the race lead here to the opening trip. 36J Justin Whitehead. He was your top qualifier here at the 30,000 to win factory stock spring nationals. Did not come home with a victory. He's going to slide the 100 to Patton, and he's going to lead just enough of a lane. Will he? No, he won't. He'll run out of a lane there. Doug Vick Jr. into turns 1 and 2. Whitehead squeezes Doug Vick. Booby may not like that too much. They'll race off of turn number 2. Vick Jr. going to fight back as they roll down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Whitehead and 36J, the 100 of Lee Patton, going at it for the top spot. Man, the track has been really, really good here all night long for factory stock racing. Not sure if that's a piece of debris sitting over there in the middle of 1 and 2 that Whitehead just took out. If it is, it's no longer in the racing line anymore. Into 3. They're 2 by 2 by 1 by 2 all the way to the tail. Lee Patton still sizing up Justin Whitehead as Whitehead officially takes the race lead in 36J. Back in the Star Spangled Banner, 36J here to close out the 2025 campaign. Landon McLeod did a nice job designing the wrap on that 36J car. Of course, Justin now putting wraps out the wrap lab. And the 36J car looking good. Last time he had a Stars and Stripes theme, I think was back in the 2017 season. Had a pretty cool theme that year. All right, now 36J has the race lead over the 100. Here comes Joshua Martin. Joshua Martin sneaking himself up inside of the top 3 now. Joshua Martin he locked in to the factory stock 50 when it was held at Arklatex Speedway. This is back in 2018 or 2019, and Joshua Martin right now, no doubt, has one of the fastest race cars in the pits here at Boot Hill and one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. The 88M car is rolling. Brand new forced chassis rocking off a Ford down the front boulevard. The best engine built by Chuck Priestley singing a song underneath the hood of the J&M sandblasting number 88M car. Team 5 Enterprise bodies by 88M, car number 88M. Trying to reel in the lead duo. Martin right now the 2nd fastest car on the racetrack. Last time an 18.755. Whitehead up front with the clean air quickest time. Last time with an 18.715. Lee Patton right there. Patton the 3rd quickest car. Martin the fastest that last time by. And Mason Martin's going to draw a caution right here on the middle of the front boulevard. And this should make things interesting here on a green-white checkered restart. As Olin Holder down to the infield as well to the hot pit area. And the H2...
Yeah, Olin.
Down to you, Cortland.
Yeah, Olin Holder's down here getting the left rear tire changed up, getting it jacked up. Also, Mason Martin also has a right front flat. I don't know if he made contact there. They were racing together. So if the math adds up here, I was a junior high math teacher at one time. A right front flat and a left rear flat. You can do the math, boys. Obviously, contact was made there on both ends of the car. I don't see any major damage really on the right front of Mason Martin and Olin Holder. They already got the tire back on. They're putting the lug nuts on right now. So both should be able to tag the back of the field and hopefully try to rebound here in this heat race.
Hey, man, we talk about this all the time. Certainly, when you got 2 rounds of passing point heat races for all these classes all these drivers, all they ask is, man, just give us a racetrack that we can go out here and pass cars. And Cortland, they have got that tonight, right? I mean, all these guys, every single heat race here has been hotly contested. There's comers and goers and movers and shakers. Rollo and Bubba have truly prepared a really, really good racetrack here tonight.
100%, man. When you put on these big money races, that's all these guys want is a chance when they know that they start 10th in a heat race that they can make their way up through the field and gain all the passing points they can, because, man, these passing points are everything that you can imagine, as valuable as they can be. I believe we're going back green here, boys. Mason Martin and Nolan Holder back on the track.
All right, thanks a lot down there, Cortland Smith, as Justin Whitehead and 36J leads us back to the green, and Josh Martin's going to pick Lee Patton's pocket. They roll back into turns 1 and 2 on the restart. 36J leads them. Of course, Whitehead in the first heat, he was in the same heat, started in row number 4 with Dalton Faulkner. Faulkner came out with the win. In that second heat of round number 1, Whitehead came home with a top 3 finish in that first heat race. So not sure it's going to be enough for him to lock in here tonight. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. Got to continue to be impressed tonight with the Onalaska, Texas driver in the 42 of Zane Goff. He's been really impressive tonight. That earlier heat race tonight, exchanging slide jobs, and the 42 car certainly up on the wheel. White flag is out into turn number 1 for the 8-time Cajun Classic winner and the 3-time King of the Hill, Justin Whitehead in 36J. He'll hit off into 3 and 4 here for the final time. The driver to the Repipe Pros, Briscoe Glass, RaceOn.com, Best Engines, Outlaw Race Cars 36J. Justin Whitehead of the Pro 1 Transmissions entry dominates heat race number 3 of round number 2. Finishing in second. What a run there for Joshua Martin, ladies and gentlemen. Joshua Martin started. Where did he start? Started back there in 5th, so came home in 2nd. Good run for Lee Patton as well. The 0100 car finishes in 3rd. How about it, race fans, for the 3-time King of the Hill looking for his 4th crown tomorrow night? The driver of the Repipe Pros, Briscoe Glass, RaceOn.com, Pro 1 Transmissions, number 36J for Justin Whitehead. Heat 4, round number 2. And making its way to the racetrack now. On the pole, Sunoco Racing Fuels USRA Factory Stock Heat Race number 4 of round number 2 on the pole. And the 1-4 car, one of the ladies racing this weekend, it's Megan Ford. Outside of car number 45R, you'll find Zachary Warren. He's out of Keithville, Louisiana. Inside of 2 in the 8 car, it's Chris Sawyer back racing a factory stock. Outside of 2 in the F1, it'll be the Jet Britt Frazier. Looks like his weekend is going to be done. That was a pretty significant crash earlier on the night, and they do not get the F1 of Britt Frazier car. That car is not repaired. Tough break for Brett Frazier. Inside of 3, the 903 is Thad Royal. Tyler Fogelman, the Fogelman Motorsports Outlaw Race Cars number 76. Wally Beatty in the 21J. Trey Jones from Norman, Oklahoma starts 8th in car number 11. He had a good run in round 1. 100 plus from Florine, Louisiana. That's Ross Cook. Cody Frank in the 7TX, and Ricky Sessions will be your final starter here in that BMF chassis from Argyle, Texas for Ricky Sessions. Ricky Sessions, a multiple-time A-Main King of the Hill starter. We'll see if he can get it done here tonight. Heat race number 4 for the Sunoco Racing Fuels USRA factory stocks of round number 2. It's Ford and Warren from the front row, Sawyer and Fogelman in row number 2. Ford on the loud pedal, we're underway. And they did not like the start. The RKT signs the designs caution flag comes out. Megan Ford loops it right in front of the field as the caution flag came out. Don't forget, race fans, we come back here tomorrow night to crown a king. $10,000 on the line for the 11th annual King of the Hill. Bring some friends, tell some friends, folks. We got to pack this place out tomorrow night. That's not good. And somehow, some way, that cleaned itself up quickly, but that almost got nasty. 45R of Zachary Warren made some contact there on the opening, or on the start. Working them on into turn number 3 here on the opening lap of 10. Off of 4, give it to Sawdog. Off of 4, Chris Sawyer, your race leader in car number 8. Good racing here, rolling in the one underneath the ABC Auto Parts flag stand for the 4 spot. Beatty a little crossed up right in front of the 45R of Zachary Warren. Your initial outside front row starter, Zach Warren slides up right in front of the 76 of Fogelman. He'll send it off into 3 and 4. I'll tell you what, man, you give Zachary Warren just a little bit of a better or a quicker race car. He's been holding his own and having car control and racecraft in the car that he knows himself is off the pace compared to a lot of these other cars that he's competing with. And I continue to be impressed with Zach Warren's driving ability, and I tell you, I'd like to see him in something a little bit quicker. No disrespect to what he's got. Off of 4, 45R still holds on to 4th. That's Zach Warren. Good three-way battle back here for the 5th spot as they roll back into 1. Trey Jones out of Norman, Oklahoma in car number 11 right there to the back of the 100 plus of Cook and the 76 MF of Fogelman. Fogelman back around the outside of the 100 plus as they roll back into turn number 3. Cody Frank going to roll it in deep into turn number 3, and the white and blue number 7 right there at the tail of the field. It's a pair of 7s going at it here at the tail. Good. Oh, baby. Contact. Around goes the 21J of Beatty as the 45R of Zachary Warren, and he made contact. But here's the bad news. You got to keep the camera peeled on these two guys because this might overflow. As the caution was already coming out for car number 7 of Frank, who's right here on the front straightaway. You got to understand Wally Beatty is probably hot underneath the proverbial collar. Zach Warren just got in a little hot down there in turns 1 and 2. And, well, they both continued on and try to power out of it and both stayed in the gas. But again, the caution flag was coming out on the 7 car, so I'm not sure how this is going to be officially scored. But that got pretty wild over there. Cortland, did you catch that?
Yeah, I did. Wally Beatty in the 21J has a left front flat, guys, with that contact. They actually hooked bumpers, and both guys were just on the gas trying to simply just break apart and end up driving smooth into the infield tractor tire. Shout out Billy Mazzell III, bud. Other than that, they somehow or another found a way to separate each other. So they're both out there. I don't think Wally has a crew down here with a spare tire, so I think he'll try to continue with the left front flat.
Hey, if you both stay in the gas long enough, you'll eventually disconnect.
That's not always the truth, my friend. Sometimes somebody does got to lift.
And then sometimes you run slap dab, like you said, directly into an infield tractor tire.
Yeah, that's not the way you wanted that to go by no means. You would have hoped it would have unhooked a lot sooner, but somehow or another when they come to a stop, they unhooked. It was quite magical there. I'm glad they didn't stay hooked up too long because, like you said, the tempers might have overflowed if you had to sit there and look at the other guy for a little bit longer.
Well, I hear you down there. That's Cortland Smith doing some great sideline reporting here from the Boothill Speedway. Love having him back here. Did such a great job at the 30K as the 8 car. Chris Sawyer back in the saddle of a USRA factory stock after spending the last couple of months in the B-Mod division. He'll take the O'Reilly Auto Parts 8 car back to the green flag this time. Here we go. Good restart for the 903 car, Thad Royal. The 903 area code to second right now here in the 318. Trying to reel in the 8 car Sawyer for the race lead. Everybody kind of migrated down here from the bottom to the middle line of the racetrack. How about Wally? He sits in 3rd here after that skirmish with the 45R of Zachary Warren. They roll into 3. Beatty battling some adversity in this heat race. Sidestepped right in front of the field. Collects Cook. And they're going to roll down to the infield. They'll resurface onto the speedway, Dukes of Hazzard style. And that is not good. Right rear flat for the 100 to Cook. And he is going to, it looks like, draw an intentional caution at the top of turn number 2, and he does. Talked about this a lot at the 30K. You can't fault a driver like Ross Cook. You can't fault any of these guys. Cortland, we talked about this all weekend at the 30K, that you give these guys, an opportunity to get a flat change, that they're certainly going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and that's just bad circumstances compounded there. Wally Beatty's got a left front flat, didn't have a crew down here to change it, and that left front flat, it ain't bad leaving the corner, going down the straightaway. Just when you go to get in and all that weight transfers to the front, that's when it's really a handful, and you could tell he had trouble getting into 3 there and just spun out. It wasn't no ill intentions or bad driving by him. That's just a bad circumstance, and it just compounds here as Cook made contact with him getting into 3 and 4. Really heavy damage here to the right rear wheel. Got the wheel cover bent in, and they're having trouble getting the wheel cover bolts out of there. They're actually trying to break it just to kick it off. Finally got that off. We're working on getting the lug nuts off here. I don't think that we got any rear end damage, I don't believe. So hopefully he can change this right rear tire and tag the back of the field and try to make something good out of this, fellas.
Just let them struggle down there and just keep watching them, why don't you?
Hey, look, I don't know what to tell you, friend.
I know.
I would like to, but somebody might get mad if I help this guy and not the other guy,
That's right.
Got to keep the peace down here, but they're getting the lug nuts tightened up. Hopefully they can tag back the field before they, I believe we're coming back to green here.
Hey, that's not a Rocket XR 1.2 14M super late model, so we'll leave it at that.
Yes, sir.
Chris Sawyer leads us back to the green flag. Here comes the 903 one more time. Fires a good restart. It's Thad Royal. Thad Royal, multi-time feature race winner at the Highway 19 Speedway over in Canton, Texas. Down the back straightaway, going to keep the 8-car Sawyer honest here. Rolling back into turn number 3, the white flag is set to come out this time by Ricky Sessions in the orange 7. Down to the inside of the 76 of Fogelman. Fogelman having a good run here with the white flag out. Rolling back into 1 and 2 here for the final trip. Sawyer back in a factory stock here tonight for the King of the Hill. Hasn't been in one in a little while. Nonetheless, great to see him back in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Outlaw race car number 8. He'll roll through 3 this time as a checkered flag awaits. Chris Sawyer wins heat race number 4 of round number 2.